We're marking the 80th anniversary of the founding of the United Nations. China, of course, was a founding member of the United Nations, and in fact, it was the first signatory to the UN Charter. How would you describe and summarize China's contribution to the United Nations system and a UN-centered international order in the past decades?
China has been extremely active in all the areas of the, I would say, mandate of the United Nations, in peace and security, in sustainable development, and in human rights. We have, you are intensifying the cooperation between China and the United Nations. And I'd like to underline a few aspects. China today has an extremely important development cooperation policy. And so when one looks at the Sustainable Development Goals, a central objective for the United Nations, the Chinese contribution is absolutely essential. On the other hand, China has had a very active engagement in mediation of certain conflicts. And again, peace is one of the central objectives of the United Nations. China has had a leading role in the transition for renewables, a key element to fight climate change. And that is a central objective of the United Nations. So I would say that China represents today a fundamental pillar of multilateralism and a fundamental pillar of the work of the United Nations in itself.
Going forward, what would be the priority areas of China-United Nations cooperation for the next phase? Because you just met with our leader, President Xi.
I think that there are a number of areas that were identified in the Pact for the Future that was approved last year by the General Assembly of the United Nations. We identified how important it is cooperation in artificial intelligence and in the digital world. Not only cooperation among developed countries or countries that have a huge capacity like China in artificial intelligence, but cooperation to allow developing countries also to be part of the benefits of artificial intelligence. On the other hand, climate, of course, is an area of extraordinary importance, and we live in a moment in which the transition to renewables is demonstrating that renewables are the cheapest and the most effective way to produce energy. And again, China has a leading role on this. On the other hand, we are pushing for a new agenda for peace. And the new agenda for peace means dialogue, means cooperation, means that different cultures and different civilizations can work together. And China has expressed, namely with the Global Initiative on Civilizations, a very clear determination in this regard. And so if one looks at all the key aspects that are in the agenda of the activities of the UN, we have an important role for China to play.